ready? Are we live? What is going on, good people of YouTube? It is me, Chavez. I am back. You are back. We are back together again for another day, for another NBA player prop talk here on the channel. Another live stream coming at you. I hope everybody is doing well. As I always say, I hope this finds you in good spirits. We got new plays to talk about. We got old plays to talk about. We got turds of the day to complain about. Get it off our chest. Get on with our day. We'll go over some injury news. What else? Oh, yeah, your Q&A. Yeah, your player prop questions. Throwing them in the chat when that time comes. Some shameless plugs for partnerships here on the channel. Something new I'm trying on the channel, sports quizzes. Been working on that for a little bit. Releasing some sports quizzes, going to be covering all sports, testing your knowledge in all sports, not just NBA, but all sports. So I'm going to try to stomp y'all. So if you're a fan of trivia, if you're a fan of sports, put them together. You might like those 1 minute YouTube shorts. See how much you know about the games we talk about every single day. How's everybody doing on this Wednesday, this hump day? What's going on? Ink, good morning. Ruben, good morning. ATM, Joe Ferrari, good morning to you both. Carrie, good morning. Vu, what is going on? Good morning, good morning, good morning to everybody. 9 viewers on the stream. Hit that like button on your way in. It means a ton, helps the channel grow and reach new viewers every single day. Love it. I'm feeling good today. Got up on time. Got up early. Got some cardio in this morning. Took care of the pup. Coffee. Just checking shit off the list. Stacking wins. And we're ready to stack some wins today in terms of player props. So let's move on. Let's keep this rolling. As I always say, or as I've been saying over the last week or so, hashtag blessed. You woke up this morning. It's not just something I say. It's not just something that I think happens. It's factual. 10%, over 10% of the U.S. population does not get to do what you do every day, which is chill out with me and talk player props, because they die in their sleep. There's a bug in here. They die in their sleep. So you didn't. Hashtag blessed. Blessed. Turds of the day. Let's get into our turds of the day from yesterday. Who spoiled your slip? Who spoiled the day for you? Turds of the day. I don't know about being a turd of the day because I really wasn't on this guy too much. I did play him in a 2-pick power and he kind of effed it up. Cade Cunningham continues to exceed expectations regardless of how nasty the matchup is, regardless of how nasty and slow the pace of the game is. Cade Cunningham continues to exceed expectation, hitting points prop no matter what the odds and books say. Cade Cunningham has been that dude for the last week or so. Taking the under on his points has proven to be costly. So I guess he's my turd of the day. Maybe not a full turd, maybe like a nugget. A little peanut of the day. What spoiled your day yesterday? Throw it in the chat. Let's talk about that. Let's get it off our chest real quick. Oh, for Gilbert Garza, he had no turd of the day. He had a great Taco Tuesday. Hit all his damn props. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, one day we're gonna have this turd of the day segment on the show. We won't have anything to talk about, so that's kind of like the end goal. Like, let's retire the turds of the day. That means we're hitting our slips. That means we're cashing out. Ruben said, no trash really to take out today, but the his little turd is Dort. Lou Dort, was it a first quarter prop for you? Where did Lou Dort go wrong? There it is. I see it down here. Yeah. Ayo Desumu, that's a good one, JR. Yeah, Ayo needed 2 threes. He went 0 for 5. Dude, I had him in my my high floor, my safety slip, you know. I had his threes. I had Jaylen Brown threes. The Celtics went from shooting 50 threes a game because it was analytically proven that that's how you win basketball games in the NBA, which I think is just stupid, because it's one thing to take 53s, but if you're missing like 36 of them, what are you doing? You're just turning the ball over and creating extra possessions for the opposition. So I think the Celtics as a whole were under 20 3-point attempts yesterday. Jaylen Brown took 4. I don't know. Just bad prop. Probably not going to be taking any threes for him moving forward. He did score a lot of points. Jason Tatum goes over his points. We talked about that yesterday. I like that prop. But yeah, DeSumo, oof, he had a game yesterday, no doubt. Infamous Mel, what's going on? Good morning to you. Turd of the day, Jameer Nelson's son, so me. 0.5 on your 6-man. Damn. Jameer Nelson, he's junior, right? It's Jameer Nelson Jr. Damn, those are tough. Those 0.5, those fractional misses, those are tough to swallow. I'm the kind of guy that if you're gonna miss big. If I got you going over 38 PRA, get 28. Just done, right? It's not even a sweat. I don't have to keep looking at the box score to see if you made any movement. And you hook it by 30, 38. If you take somebody's fantasy score and they give you 38.4, they needed 38.6. Oh, those are the worst. Those are the worst. What's going on, Ramo? Good morning. All right. Dort was a good one. AO was probably was in a lot more slips than a few other guys. I would say, yeah, he's a good candidate for turd of the day. No doubt. All right. This segment gets shorter and shorter. That's what we want. That's what we want. All right. Speaking of short lists, this injury news for today is pretty damn short. We already know Paul George is ruled out. Luke Kennard, Doug McDermott is ruled out. We got John Conchar, who is doubtful for the Grizzlies. I think he's still on the Grizzlies. I don't think he got moved at the deadline. Questionable, De'Aaron Fox, LeBron James, Jakob Poeltl, and Aaron Nesmith. LeBron James will continue to be on this questionable list. There's really not a whole lot to put into it. More than likely, he'll play. I love the fact that he came out, I think it was the first game back from All-Star break, or maybe, I think it was. He just came out, or maybe it was the second game. He just came out and said, I'm not playing next game. And he told the media the day before, and he sat out. If we can continue to get that from him, then we don't have to question whether or not the questionable tag is real. So I think he plays today. Hopefully, moving forward, he'll just say, hey, man, I'm not playing tomorrow. And that's it. Make it easy on us, so we don't waste any time wondering if we should go with D'Angelo Russell's assists, because they're proven, to be a good play when LeBron James sits or anything like that. All right. Moving on. We're going to move through this. Stream. We're going to get to your Q&A real fast here. But if it's your first time on the stream, if it's your first time on the channel, no matter what brought you here, whether it's my post on Twitter or Discord, or been wanting to check out the live stream and just never had a chance to. First time here, hit that like button. Appreciate you being here. We go through quite a few steps before we get to our Q&A. Q&A will take up the majority of the stream. We'll take your questions in the chat. We'll build out some slips on PrizePicks using your plays. We'll break them down using props.cash, and from there you can choose to play them, fade them, do whatever you want. All we're here to do is break them down and provide more clarity for you so that you become a better player, more profitable as well. Before we get into our player props Q&A, as you know, all research here is done by props.cash, partner of the channel. Thanks25 is my promo code. So if you have any interest in using props.cash for your own researching purposes, please sign up using my promo code. Save some money on your first month. It's a win-win for everybody. It's a win-win. We all like to win. So moving on to our plays for today, we're going to get into your Q&A. We're going to get into your player inquiries. We'll break down as many as we possibly can. Yesterday, we went through 3 rounds, each round consisting of 6, 7 players each round. So by the end of the stream, we go through a lot. We go through a lot of player props here. So strap up. Again, if it's your first time here, hope you enjoy the stream. Hope you take something from it. We're gonna get all this out the way before we get into this to player props. I know PrizePicks is moving out of a lot of states, as we talked about yesterday. If you happen to be in one of those states, I encourage you to link up with me. I have tons of links for you if you want to play on a sports book, if you want to play on Underdog, if you want to play on JOCKMKT, if you want to play wherever you want to play. I got a link for you to sign up and to take advantage of either a promo or match deposit or whatever you want. Here are the links that all affiliated with me. I'll provide this in the stream. I'll even provide the link in the chat if you have any interest in taking a look at these and signing up. You got all the information right there at your fingertips. All right. Shameless plugs out of the way. Let's head over to Prop Stock. Let's head over to PrizePicks. Let's start breaking down some plays. Let's get this going, ladies and gentlemen. There's my links page if you have any interest in that. Let's do it. All right, so I need to scroll all the way up to see what player props I missed. $19 people on the stream. Nice start to the stream. Appreciate y'all being here. Really, I do. ATM, are you asking for Jared Allen over rebounds, AD under PR? Okay, I misread that. I thought you were asking for the over on his rebounds and then under on his PRA. I was like, how's that gonna work? That's real close. So you like the over on Jared Allen's rebounds at 10.5. I'm already maxed out on this slip here. Let me damn, he didn't get his rebounds yesterday. I am glad I stayed away from it when it got bumped up to 11. I was tempted at 10.5. I'm glad I didn't touch it because he didn't get either of them. I just had Zion up here. I was looking at his number. He got bumped from 23.5 to 24. We'll take him off. Zubac under points is also something that I'm looking at. I want to leave him on. I want to leave Vucevic on as well. We're going to take D'Lo off. This got bumped, but I still like his assist sitting at that 0.5. And I do like this Jokic assist prop over. So we got a few already that I want to check out, but let's go ahead and add Jared Allen in there as well. What else? Scrolling down. I see Shy. Good morning to you. What is going on? What's up, Steven? Thank you. Hit that like button. Dunk on that like button. Gonna have to use appropriate sports terms depending on what the stream is on. When we start doing MLB streams, I guess I'll say knock that like button out the park or something like that. But for NBA, let's dunk on that like button. Zion over threes. That is an interesting one, 6-0. Good morning, by the way. Let's take a look at Zion over his threes because I typically don't look at Zion for threes. All right. Is this on? Has to be an underdog play. Yeah, that seems like an underdog play for Zion. So if you're on underdog, check out that Zion 0.5 threes. LeVert over 12.5 points. Let's see. All right. JR already coming in with his play of the day. LeBron James threes got taken off the board, unfortunately, last time I checked. When we come back to the chat, we'll pull that up just to confirm. but I'll put them down for now so I don't forget later. Over 1.5 3-pointers made. Got to take it every time. It's probably gone. Yeah. I didn't read your full message there. I only saw the LeBron James threes, but you covered it. Probably gone from PrizePicks. Kevin Park says, yeah, it's gone. What's going on, Kevin? Good morning to you. PrizePicks is fan man. What is going on? Good morning to you as well. We're going to look up a lot of Lakers, apparently. I tell you what we'll do. I will tell you what. Since we're looking up, I want to look up D'Lo's assist. We'll take a look at AD's under PRA. We'll also take a look at Austin Reeves' 3-pointers for you, Joe. Then we'll talk about Zubac in the same games. We want to take a look at the under and his points. And then we'll cruise over to Cleveland, check out 2 Cavs, and end it with that Jokic assist. So got our first 6 on the board. We are going to head over to props.cash. And we're going to start breaking everything down. I promote props.cash pretty heavily. I've been using props.cash since my very first video talking about player props. I wasn't even partnered with them at that time. And I was using them so goddamn much that I reached out and I was like, hey, I'm using your stuff every single day. Can I get paid for it? And they said, yeah. It was a more in-depth conversation than that, but that's pretty much how it went down. So now I'm a partner, and we've been partners for almost a year now. So a little over a year, actually. So if you've never seen props.cash before, you're in luck because we use it in real time every single live stream. I don't promote products that I don't use myself. Let's get this going. We're going to head over to the LA game, Battle of the LAs. Are the Lakers still the dominant team in LA? Historically, sure, but more recently, are they still the most dominant team? Who draws the bigger fan base in LA, Clippers or Lakers? I think it's still the Lakers. But the Clippers look like a legitimate contender this season. They're obviously the better team this year when they're all healthy, no doubt. We're going to take a look at Anthony Davis PRA. Like the under on this one. Minus 111 to the over, minus 115 to the under. So what we're doing here, if you're not familiar with props.cash, or if you need a little bit more clarity, when we pull up these graphs, this is simply the 10-game log right here. You can see that in his 10 games, he's giving you a 50% hit rate, which honestly is not bad. You do want something higher, but 50 is, I mean, that's pretty strong considering the output in each of those games. When we take a look at his last fives, look a lot better. So as you know, we look at this game log, you want to see that recent game log kind of either start to ascend, those lines increase. You don't want to see it off because then it almost creates more of a cold streak that's starting. And then we're not really seeing that with AD right now. Though he missed it in these 2 games, he's very close. When he hits, he's going way over. Matchup against the Clippers defense, on paper, it's not a good one. We always talk about the difference between paper and court. Head-to-head matchup with the Clips. Now, this is always relevant because there are certain players who show up for certain teams. There are certain players who get mashed up by certain teams. Anthony Davis historically has not played the Clippers well in terms of going over this line of 40.5 PRA. When we take a look at his projections, he is projected for right at the under. So 40.33. That's closer to 40 than it is 41. When we look at his odds on competing books, so it's really important to always look at these odds. Even if you don't have access to sports books in your state, it's very important to just pay attention as you'll start to see a trend. If all the books have a certain odd going over under, it does give you more confidence that way. If you're seeing kind of mixed results, kind of a toss up. But in this one, we're seeing very similar numbers across the board, right? The best odds in terms of like to the over are on Caesars, where everywhere else has is pretty much at a coin flip. 115, 121, 113, 115, 120. 15-115. So this one is kind of right in the middle. A lot of books don't know what to do with it. The public doesn't really know what to do with it. If you want to take the under on this one, you have data that does support the under on this one. So feel pretty confident about that. Anthony Davis is a little scary. Sometimes he comes out in the first half and sleepwalks through the entire first half. And then I don't know if LeBron James slaps him or something at halftime, or if he just, now he wants to play basketball in the second half, but then he'll come out in the second half and throw up 40 fantasy points. So it's always a sweat with him because it's never over until it's over. Just because he starts slow doesn't mean he finishes that way. All right, let's talk about D'Angelo. Let's talk about D'Angelo Russell. I want to look at his assist very quickly. So his assist line is at 5.5. I like this. While we get it at 5.5, he is projected for 4 straight games of 6 or more. It's an understatement with this game. His line could have been 15 assists and he goes over. It's not going to happen every game. His numbers against the Clippers are the exact opposite. So we're seeing Anthony Davis struggle versus the Clippers while D'Angelo Russell plays them very well. 4 straight games of going over, inclusive of 3 games this season with a minimum of 6 assists per game. There's his projection right there, 7.17. And then when we look at the competing odds, you have FanDuel at even -113. You have DraftKings with slight juice to the under. You have Caesars with slight juice to the over. BetMGM is favoring the under. And then PointsBet is even -115. So now we're seeing kind of this middle of the road on the fence type of shit with this prop. So you have to make a decision. If you're going to go with the game logs and go with the history versus the team, the Clippers, then this is a good over for you. Honestly, there's not a whole lot of reason to take the under on this one. I'm trying to play both sides here, but I'm not really seeing a whole lot of negative data here that supports the under, unless you just have it like in your heart, you feel like he's not gonna continue this, this play. So the over for me, I think the assists, D'Angelo Russell looks pretty strong. Let's talk about LeBron James 3-pointer. So believe this one is no longer on the board, but let's take a look at it anyway. In the event you have access to it wherever you play, on a book or another pick'em site, LeBron James has gone over this in 90% of his last 10 games. Against the Clippers, plays them very well. Only game he didn't go over was their last game. In the previous meeting on November 1st, LeBron James knocked down 4 threes. Over his last 5 games, he's giving you 100% hit rate, -132 to the over. So that it's wonder why that one got pulled. The odds are very good, but they're not insanely good. They're good. -145 or something like that. I could definitely see why a prop in that range would get pulled, but -132 is pretty good. I don't see why I got yanked. Projected for 2 3-pointers today. The odds across the board, well, there you go. So not just -132 on FanDuel, but look at DraftKings at -135. Look at Caesars at -139. Look at PointsBet. Look at BetMGM, both at -140. So anytime you get that clean sweep across the board, it's only a matter of time before plays begin to get removed from player prop boards. But this one is very strong. If you got it at 1.5, you got the best line for this line for LeBron James. If you can't find it at 1.5, it happens. There will be more value later in the day that you can attack. So don't cry too much. Let's take a look at Zubac's points. We're going to take a look at the under on his points sitting at 12.5. Now this one I pulled up on the board because am I not seeing this dude? Oh, because I'm looking at 3-pointers. That's why. There you go. Now this one I noticed on Odd Shopper. It was one of the top plays in terms of plus EV on Odd Shopper at 12.5. Now most books, or at least FanDuel is the only book that has them at 11.5. So look at these odds at 11.5 minus 128 to the over. But when we bump it to 12.5 minus 125 to the under, minus 135 to the under, minus 135 to the, see, it's a complete flip in odds here. Over his last 5 games, he's gone 3 out of 5. He can, not always, but he can put up massive point totals against the Lakers. And then there are 3 games where he doesn't. So this one is a little bit of a coin flip because the odds are in favor of the under. However, the game logs are pretty much split down the middle here. Last 5 games look much better than his first 5 of that 10-game block. Like, over his last 10 games, he was 0%. 0%. And then he turns it on. Yeah, at 11.5, if you can find this at 11.5, I think it's in a good spot. At 12.5, now he needs 13 points. 1 point is a big difference in player props. It is all the difference you need to not cash. It makes all the difference. All right, so I'm glad I took a look at that one. All right, moving on. We looked at a lot of Lakers. We looked at D'Lo, LeBron, Davis. Looked at Zubac. Let's go to Cleveland. We got a couple of Cavs to check out. We're going to look at the over on Jared Allen's rebounds. I believe that is what the question was. Two out of his last 10. 1 out of his last 5. Been a little lackluster against the Chicago Bulls. 2 out of his last 3. These are all games played this year, so that's good. We like to see that. Projected for 10.78. His rebounds continue to the lines get lower with the healthy Mobley, and he's scoring a lot more points though. Jared Allen, like, we typically look at him for rebounding props, but man, he is scoring a lot of fucking points. So maybe if you're going to take the under on his rebounds, maybe you possibly look to the over on points. But going back to his rebounds, I don't want to get too far off track here. Looking at the other books, you can see that BetMGM is offering you the highest odds to the over here at minus 130. Then Caesars at minus 127. PointsBet minus 125, along with DraftKings. So FanDuel is giving you the worst odds for this one for the over at minus 122. But basically, every book is seeing it the same way, where the majority of the juice is towards the over. It's not the greatest matchup, to be honest with you, with Chicago on paper, but we talk about this shit all the time. I do like the fact that his last 3 games, he's hit this in 2 of 3. So that's very positive. Yeah, I like it at 10.5. I don't mind going right back to it. I didn't get a chance to play it at 10.5 yesterday, but sometimes we just need to go right back to a player prop when it doesn't hit for us. I want to take a look at Vucevic in the same game because his PRA, I believe, was at 32.5. And I was looking at the under on this one. So 2 out of his last 7 games against the Cavs, he has not gone over this. What I like about this one, so the exact opposite with Vooch, is just 1 out of 3 games this season he's gone over this line. So I'd love it if we got news that Drummond was going to start this. Drummond might start this game. The last time these 2 teams played, remember, they started Drummond and Vooch in the front court to match the size of Cleveland's front court. And when Drummond starts, he takes a lot of production away from Vucevic. When he's not starting, then Vucevic kind of rules the roost in the front court. But if we get news that Drummond is starting, man, I really like the under on this one. And I wouldn't be surprised if this one got bumped down to 31.5. That's kind of what I'm counting on. When we look at his odds across the industry, -122, FanDuel 125 on DraftKings, better odds on Caesars, -125 on BetMGM, and PointsBet does like the over on this one. So PointsBet is the PointsBet is the only one that has it at -120 or PointsBet is the only one that has it at 31.5 at -120. There you go. The other 4 books have it all at 32.5. So if you have access to PointsBet, maybe you want to take a look at playing the over on 31.5. I do have a feeling that the other books will start to follow. So I like that one as long as it's at 32.5. Darius Garland, right? Karis LeVert. Was it Karis LeVert? Gerald LeVert. Take the under Gerald LeVert points today versus the Chicago Bulls. He'll go under on points and then he'll sing the national anthem. But Karis LeVert is at 12.5 over on PrizePicks. Got him at 11.5. What is this? FanDuel has him at FanDuel has him at 11.5. While all the other books have it at 12.5. So PointsBet -125, BetMGM -130, Caesars -133, DraftKings -130 as well. Let's take a look at it over on DraftKings. So he's gone over this line in 3 out of his last 10. When facing the Chicago Bulls, Karis LeVert does have a better hit rate, going over this in 3 out of his last 6 games. 2 games played this year against the Bulls, he went for 16 and then went for 5. His projection today is 13.4. However, those odds are speaking volumes. So you're seeing 1, 2, 3, 4 books all in favor of the under with massive lean towards the under. It's not a coin flip. But if you like the over on this one, then you need to be looking at his numbers against Cleveland or against Chicago because he plays them well. His projections look good. But my personal rule of thumb is when there is contradicting information between odds and projections, I will always side with the odds because that is industry wide. And projections sometimes can be subjective, maybe even a little skewed. It just varies depending on where you find them. So for this one, honestly, I would look to the under just because of the odds. But if you have a different vibe and you're feeling it in a different way, then you're looking at the over. Or if you have access to FanDuel, play it on FanDuel at 11.5. Again, don't play it. Why play it at the higher line when you can get it at a lower line? So FanDuel is your first option at 11.5. Absolutely. Let's look at Jokic assists and we'll wrap up this first round of player props. 9 assists, 9.5 assists for Jokic. Finally, scoring more. I love it when he's in these competitive games. I love it when he has to score because then you start to see his full bag of tricks. Why do I keep clicking on his points? All right. Numbers against the Kings. Not as good as I thought. 2 out of his last 5 games. 3 games this season. 2 games under and 1 game over. Last 10 games. Let's take a look at that. So 3 straight games. He's starting to cook. He's starting to heat up a little bit. No less than 14 assists in these last 3 games. In his last 5 games, he's yielding a 60% hit rate. 12 and 11 in those 2 time frames. Now, Sacramento's defense is a very giving defense in terms of points, assists, and threes. So assists right here, they're ranking damn near bottom of the league in assists allowed. Projected for 11 assists today. I wonder what's keeping him from hitting his line in these 2 games. If you know, throw it in the chat. Were these blowouts? Did somebody else get hot? Like, did Murray get hot? Or I don't know. Is there a reason why he's not hitting his assists in these 2 games? What's the difference? Odds are fine, -125 to the over on this one. Caesars is the only one that has this kind of even. DraftKings is offering you 130 to the over. So they really like the over on this one, as does BetMGM and PointsBet. These are a little bit more on the line. I think his assists look good at 9.5. And just as I was saying, what did I just say? I said, if Drummond starts today, I wouldn't be surprised if Vucevic's line gets bumped down to 31.5. Now, I don't know if that's the reason that it did get bumped down, but it got bumped down to 31.5. I'm staying away from this one. I like the under at 32. So it depends, actually. I need to research this a little bit more. 31 still might be in play, but obviously 32.5 was your best line for an under. All right, we got Zubac under points, Russell over assists, Jokic over assists. We're going to go over Jared Allen rebounds. We're going to go over well, actually, hold on. I want to make sure I'm getting that right. Damn, I got to change all this. You know what? I'm going to leave Vucevic's under for 31.5. That does piss me off a little bit because I thought that was a pretty good play. Who else did we talk about? We talked about Anthony Davis under his PR. We also talked about LeBron James. I'm sure his threes are not up there anymore. I don't think they put him back. Yeah, you'll have to play his 2.5 3-pointers made, which you can. You can play it if you feel like his hot streak continues. All right, I'm going to leave Anthony Davis up here so that when we do the next round of player props, I'll include him in a screenshot, and we'll add 5 more around it. All right. 30 viewers on the stream. Appreciate y'all being here. Really, I do. Hit that like button on your way in. Means a ton. Helps the channel grow a lot. I'm just going to scroll back up through the chat and see if I missed anything. All right. I see this ATM Strus over assist. Hold on. Before we do that, let's take a look at Odds Shopper real quick. So Odds Shopper pulling up their pick'ems table. You can they have a bet table and a pick'ems table. I don't have access to books, and I tried to play on Fliff the other day, but they're doing some weird ass like Fliff cash coins and shit. Like I don't want to play my money for your bullshit currency. Like I want to win something. So I explored it. I didn't like it. I'm not down with playing for fucking Monopoly money. So, but yeah, you can bet on other books. You can use Odd Shopper to help you find better plays on books, but we're going to use it for Pick'em today. Top play on the board as of now is Kyrie Irving under his 27.5 points. You got the plus EV. You have expected win rate at 57%, and his true odds based off these numbers are at -130, whereas odds on the book show it at -119. When we break it down and check out all the other sports books, PrizePicks has a good line. Hard Rock Cafe is another one you can play this. I know a lot of you play on Hard Rock. But this shows you all of the other books and pick'ems that have this line at 27.5 and just gives you additional information so you can compare, kind of line shop, odd shop. So Kyrie Irving is standing out. Jared Allen rebound PRA under 29.5. We just talked about taking the over on his rebounds. So if you like the over on Jared Allen's rebounds, you probably don't want to take the under on his PRA. But I will let you know that he did go under yesterday with 19 and 9. I don't think Jared Allen scores 19 points every game, although he has been scoring a lot lately. But if you like him for 11 rebounds today, he'd have to get you a minimum of 19 points to go over this. if Jared Allen finishes with 15, 16 points and gets you 12 rebounds, that's a great double-double, and he still falls under his PRA. No assist for Jared Allen yesterday. So that might be one for you to look at, getting really good odds across the board. Everybody's favorite player, Vince Williams. Sometimes, you got to take, or at least explore unders on your favorite players. Vince Williams right there is another play for you. You can also take a look at just any sport you want. It doesn't have to be NBA. We talk about NHL on here. At least we have, since the All-Star break at least. Top NHL play today is this Deshaun Harris-Smith under 7.5 points. What is that? Oh, that's basketball. Hold on. It's pulling up it's pulling up everything now. Are there no NHL? There must not be any NHL plays for it to. That freaked me out. I was like, holy shit. Yeah, take the under on NHL player prop at 7.5 points. Yeah, take the under. That's a slam dunk every time. 7.5 points. You know what you have to do in NHL to get 7.5 points? You got like 7 goals and get an assist. That's crazy. All right, so no NHL plays on the board yet. Oh, we have this one down here. Connor McDavid under his goals at 0.5. 2.9 expected value, 56% hit rate, minus 127. So this one up here, Deshaun Harris-Smith, is a college basketball player. Grading out pretty well, under 7.5 points. If you want to dabble in the college basketball plays, you got that one right there. All right. A lot of plays on the board. Also, I do take screenshots of the top value for PrizePicks, Underdog, Jock Market. I throw them in the Discord. If you have any interest in just seeing what value looks like, you can do so. I share that. Try to share that every day. Just to give you some options. All right. Whew. Intermission done. Let's move on. Round 2, player props. Max Strus. I saw that in the chat. We'll go right back to it. Max Strus over assists. What are his assists? All right, so Strus, because he's like because his assists lately have been a pretty popular play. You're only going to get the demon. I was just double checking. I knew he didn't have too many assists, but he definitely went over his assist prop yesterday with 4. He had 4 yesterday. So I don't know if you want to look at his demon. We can. Demon. Goblin. All right. I see this Zion. What is this Zion? Over 10.5. Zion has been on one. Zion has been on one lately. It's at 11. We'll take a look at it anyway. Carrie says, need to take a look at Tyrese Halliburton over PA. We like Tyrese Halliburton to break out of his stinky slump. He's been stinking it up last few games. We're looking for him to bounce back today against the New Orleans Pelicans. New Orleans. People say that word differently. Northeast, like upwards, Boston area. That in that area, they say New Orleans. Where I'm from, in Houston, in the South, is New Orleans. It's almost like one word, New Orleans. We're looking for him to bounce back. 29.5 PA. Sixo says, sorry, I mean Ingram over 3s. Are his 3s at 0.5? That's an underdog play, isn't it? Yeah, it's definitely an underdog. Underdog, look, underdog gives you very strong plays. You just got to find them. Oh, shit. Joe, I totally forgot about Austin Reeves. We'll look at him right now. My bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. Ink wants to take a look at Alexis Lafreniere over 2.5 shots on goal. Yeah, we'll throw an NHL player prop in there. Why not? NHL is welcome here anytime. We are so this one, so shots on goal for him are not available on PrizePicks, Inc. Only got his points and his goals. Or excuse me, only got his points and his combo goals. Yeah. All right, we'll come back to that one because maybe we can look at another prop. So let's see. What's going on, True? Allah, good morning to you. Says, you've been on a heater? Last night play of the day. Wait, it says, oh, you were in heater till last night. You like that Jokic triple-double and Domantas Sabonis double-double. You cash those pretty regularly, though. You play the double-doubles a lot, and for the most part, they work out. Those guys are always getting you at least double-doubles. Let's throw DeMar DeRozan in there. Gonna take a look at his points. At 22.5. All right. We got 6 on the board. Let's head over to props.cash for round number 2. We're gonna break all these down. I'm timing myself here. All right, let's see. We're going to start off in Indiana with Tyrese Halliburton. For Carey, wants to take a look at his PA. We're getting it at a lower line on PrizePicks, so off to a decent start there. Let's look at the other books real quick. 30, 30, 30. DraftKings and Caesars, the only 2 books that have this at 29.5. Look at these odds on DraftKings, minus 145. Might be a little inflated to the over, but that just shows you the confidence that the industry has on the over for this particular line. So if you like it at 29.5 on PrizePicks, use this as a point of reference because I think it'll get bumped up to 30. Looking at his last 10 games, he does have a 30% hit rate. So we mentioned little stinker, little sneaky slump for Tyrese. But his head-to-head games against the New Orleans Pelicans, 1 up, 1 down. None of these games are from this season, so we won't pay too close attention to it. Matchup on paper with New Orleans Pelicans is not a great one, but games are played on the court, not on pencil and paper. PA for him is 27.8, so it's 1.5 points slower. My rule of thumb is anytime we have contradicting information between odds and projections, I side with the odds. So this one looks like it's in favor of the over. I like the over. I think he does bounce back. He's too damn good of a player for this shit to keep going. Benedict Mathurin got hot from the field, but this is Tyrese Halliburton's team. He needs to take it back. So I look for him to do it today. I like that 29.5 for him. Who else did we have? Oh, Zion. We're in the same game. I knew there was another player in that game. We're going to look at Zion. We're going to look at his rebounds and assists. Now, this one is at 11. It was 10.5. If you played it at 10.5, you had a good line. However, odds are so in favor of the over on this one. I think you can still play it at 11 and not really worry too much about the bump. I don't think you should go looking for plays that got bumped and play them. I think that if you have your eyes on a play and it so happens to get bumped up by 0.5 and you have all the data, I think you can still play it because you did your research. 14.25 is what his projection is today. So that's a very strong projection for him. pace up game for the New Orleans Pelicans. A little bit of a pace up game for them. Zion's been on one. Boom, 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 boom. 4 out of his last 5. Love seeing this, though. Love seeing this string of games and then falls off, right? But then he gets right back on. When you look at over the course of the year for Zion, block of games, look at this roll. He falls off, he bounces back, falls off, bounces back. It doesn't, very rarely does he when he falls down, does he stay down. For the most part, he's bouncing right back. So he had an off game yesterday. You like that because you're going to look for him to bounce back today. You're getting positive numbers in the odds. You're getting very good projections. And his numbers against, it was a last season, 2 seasons ago, 14 though. So this one looks strong too at 11. You can play it. If you can find it anywhere else at 10.5, play it there first. Then if you absolutely must play it on PrizePicks at 11, then play it. But find it somewhere else for 10.5 because it's getting you really good odds for that over. All right, Ferrari. Let's scoot our ass all the way down to this late LA game. Let's try it again. Let's look at Austin Reeves threes. We didn't do it the first round. All right, so Austin Reeves, games against the Clippers. We're going to pay attention to these 3 games. These are this season. He's gone 1 for 3. 1 out of his last 3. He's averaging over his last 10. He's giving you a minimum 2 threes in every single game but 1. 100% hit rate over his last 5. Odds are dead even, minus 113. Juice is on the over on PointsBet. At BetMGM likes it slightly to the under. Caesars over. DraftKings over. FanDuel even. So this is a good line. It's one of those games where it's like a heat check, right? Can he keep it going? It's at 1.5. You're not playing it at an inflated line. So if you can get it at 1.5 without the payout being impacted by Goblin Demon, whatever, that's a very strong line to take a chance on. I don't dislike that at all. I think it's in play at 1.5 for Austin Reeves. All right. Let's look at last 2 plays. Damn, that was fast. Strus and DeMar DeRozan, both in the same game. Let's take a look at Strus first. We're going to take a look at his assist. We only can look at his Goblin assist because that's what PrizePicks is showing. Now, his assist line is 3.5. You're getting terrible odds to the under on this one. 4 straight games of 4+ against the Bulls. He does have 3 games this season where he's giving you 3 or more. So all 3 games he has gone over Goblin, but only 2 of those 3 games where he's gone over his actual original assist line of 3.5. Matchup looks favorable, projected for 4.26. Heavy juice to the under on FanDuel, DraftKings, Caesars. Fuck. Am I looking at the right prop here? 3.5 assists, minus 160 to the under. Ooh. That's ugly. That's really ugly. Well, I think his Goblin assist prop is still in play. But this is kind of, oh man, make you think twice seeing that much juice to the under. All right, let's last play. Take a look at DeMar DeRozan's points. So over his last 10 games, DeMar DeRozan, over his last 7 games against Cleveland, DeMar DeRozan has gone over this just twice, but these 3 games are most relevant. Gone over in his last meeting against the Cavs. 80% hit rate over his last 10, 80% hit rate over his last 5. Look how different that looks. Are y'all seeing this shit? We talk about the impact that one player has on a team in terms of their absence. When Zach LaVine is in the lineup, looking at those 10 games, the last 10 games they played together, this is what DeMar DeRozan was bringing to the table. He was showing up to your party empty-handed, talking about what's for dinner. With Zach LaVine out of the kitchen, now his ass is making dinner and a lot of it. Look at this, man. Completely different picture here for him. So 22.5 points looks like, based off these game logs, it looks like a goblin play, but it's obviously not. Minus 122 to the over. Matchup on paper is not great. His numbers against Cleveland, we talked about that already. Last game he goes over. Previous 2 games he didn't. I'm sure those were Zach LaVine, right? Odds in favor of the over on FanDuel, in favor of the under on PointsBet, but that's a higher line. DraftKings has his favor to the over, as does Caesars, as does BetMGM, and his projection for today is 24 points. I think DeMar DeRozan is in play with his points. I think you can feel pretty good about taking the over on this one. Got a lot of good data going on here to support you. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, 5 up and 5 down. We didn't talk about Anthony Davis in that round because we already talked about him, but we didn't put him on the board. Screenshot him. I think my favorite play out of all these plays is this Tyrese Halliburton play. I think it's a little sneaky. I think due to his last few games, his lines are a little suppressed. And that DeMar DeRozan looked real good. Looks real good. All right, round 2 is complete. All right, what did I miss? What do we got? What do we got? Ruben says Nikola Jokic over on double-double. Yeah, I agree. 43 viewers on the stream. Thank y'all for being here. Appreciate that. Hit that slam dunk that like button. Got to be sports appropriate with the terms here. Slam dunk that like button. Means a ton. Jeannie, what is going on? Good morning. Aiden, what is going on? Good morning to you. 2 new names. If you've been here but I haven't seen you before, or if you've been here and it's your first time in a chat, let me know. But I feel like you are new. So thank y'all for being here. Appreciate that. Let's see here. ATM had the DeMar DeRozan point prop. That's a good find. I like that one. I feel dirty saying that I like one of his player props because he can be that guy sometimes, but that one looked real good. Carry. All right, let's kick this off. Round 3. I did that last round in under 10 minutes, so I'm feeling pretty good about my efficiency improving. All right, let's kick things off. Round 3. If you're new to the stream, new to the channel, welcome. We start every morning, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Try to do 3 rounds of player props. What is a round? A round is a segment where we break down 6 or more player props over on PrizePicks in detail using props.cash. So by the end of that round, you'll have an idea about those player props, and it's all about adding value and adding options to your slips. That's what a round is. Scotty assist. What's up, Divine? Good morning. So Carrie wants to look at Barrett's PRA, and you want to look at Barrett's points. So we'll look at both of those together on props.cash. But I tell you what, let's take a look at Scotty, because Scotty has been passing the ball a lot. I liked his interview post-game against the Pacers with Jamal Crawford and Candace Parker, and forgot the other guy, the host. Anyway, something he said made me think. Scotty Barnes says he likes to pass the ball. He likes setting his teammates up. That's just second nature to him. So I thought, okay, well, shit. If he's looking to pass first, then his assists are not a fluke. This is something he's trying to do more of, and he likes it. So I think his assists will remain in play. Let's take a look at him at 7, though. I think this is the highest they've been for a while, Shy said, yeah, LeVert wasn't the most promising one. It's some more insight, but his performances on back-to-backs, okay. Hey, Seuss, what's going on? Good morning to you. Scotty Barnes is your play of the day with D'Angelo Russell assists and points assists. What do you like for Scotty Barnes? Hey, Seuss, because we were about to take a look at his assist. I'm going to put him down as your play of the day. I just don't know what you like about his props. AOD, what is going on? Good morning to you. Kevin Park, good morning to you as well. Got a soccer play of the day. Okay. This is new. Soccer, Gavin Bazunu under 4 goalie saves. So if you know anything about soccer, then maybe you like that play. Maybe you don't. But I'm going to put it on the board because you are confident enough to make that your play of the day. All right, I see this Kawhi Leonard prop. Oh, it's a sleeper play. Kawhi Leonard's the blocks and steals sleeper play. Sleeper as in it's on sleeper, or sleeper as in like nobody's talking about it? We'll take a look at it. Evan Mobley. So we just looked at Jared Allen. Not just, but we looked at him in the first round. Let's take a look at Mobley. Mobley had a very good game yesterday. You're looking at the over on points. That's 4 right there. It's only 4. Genie. Joker rebounds. Luka RA. Clark over 33 points. Is Clark a college basketball player? Let me know. Let's look at we looked at Joker's assist already. I like those. I literally wrote Joker. I do that with Wemby all the time. Rebounds are, oh, they're at 12.5. All right. Vu says 1 goblin a day makes the money stay. Usually, yeah, not yesterday. Goblins stole my money. I made it back in some power in some power picks though. I used Oshoffer a lot yesterday. My day got really it just got really congested with a lot of things I was wanting to do. So the research kind of took a back seat, but I just depended on Oddshopper to help me reduce that research time, and it worked out for the most part. So I'm happy with those results, even though my goblins didn't do a damn thing yesterday. Jose says DeMar on back-to-backs, not very good. That's his only fear. That's good to note. Okay, that's good to note. Let's see. D Johnson, what's going on? Good morning to you. D-Lo been on one with PA over 23. Is it at 23? Is it not bumped? It did get bumped to 23, right? But it was at 22.5. Yeah, I like that one too. D, I like that one a lot. I like his assist. And then my next favorite line are the points and assists. You can even look to his points and rebounds, because honestly, I feel if he continues to shoot well, I don't mean lights out, but if he continues to shoot well, I think he can get points and rebounds on points alone. That 20.5 looks really low. His point total is only 17.5, so you're telling me he needs 18 to go over that. and his rebounds and points are only 20.5. It's separated by 3 points. I like that. I like that a lot. Somebody got bumped down. RJ Barrett got bumped down. We'll still take a look at it. Carrie says Max Strus over PA, NHL over Connor McDavid shots on goal. Mike Woods, what's going on? Morning, brothers and sisters. Positive vibes and energy to all. Always. Get that negative shit out of here. LeBron blocks and steals. They're coming in now. Did they really? They bumped them up? Women. I don't know what that was. You got his points at 12.5, Aiden. That's strong, man. Gilbert, have I said good morning to you? Good morning. Best bet for Barnes is rebounds, 5.5 projection for 7. Yeah. Where are you getting his rebounds at 5.5? Oh, his Goblin rebounds at 5.5. What are his points and rebounds? So if you like his 8, okay. So if you like his rebounds at 5.5, he's projected for 7. His points at 20.5. What are his PR at? What's his PR? 28. So he gets you 7 rebounds and he gets you 21 points. That's, yeah. His PR could be in play. Caitlin Clark. Okay. I'm over here searching. Okay, Jeannie, that's what you were referring to. Women college basketball. Okay. Gotcha. I just saw your comment, women, and it just threw me off. I was like, okay, women. Yes, no doubt. Yes, Caitlin Clark. All right. We got 6 on the board. Is there any other play I can add in here just to be efficient with our time? Is CJ McCollum still out? Mike, that's a good question. He's not. Paul George just got ruled. Paul George has been ruled out, right? CJ's not on the injury report. George is out. Kennard's out. McDermott's out. Fox, James, Podol, Neesmith, questionable. John Conchar, doubtful. So I don't know. It could be some late news after shoot around. All right. Let's get this going. Round 3. Anybody in that Chicago-Cleveland game? Oh, Mobley. So we'll kick it off with Evan Mobley. Points at 13.5 on PrizePicks, getting at 12.5 elsewhere. They're all bumped up across the board, so you beat the bumps across the board. Now at 13.5, this is getting heavy juice to the under, which is not good. His projections do look strong. Numbers against the Bulls. Let's look at those first. 3 straight games of going over. One of those games being this year. One of those games being 2 weeks ago. Over his last 10 games, he has gone over this in 70% of those games. 3 out of his last 5. Matchup on paper against the Bulls projects okay. It's still not like a super fast game. Neither one of these teams plays super up tempo. But now it's at 13.5. So that means he needs 14 points, and he's gotten you 14 points just 2 times in his last 5. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. So I don't know. This one's a tough one. I'd rather, at 12.5. That one looks real good. At 13.5, I think it's a little bit of a risk, to be honest. All right. Nobody else in the Chicago-Cleveland game. We're gonna move on. Let's talk about what's the next game? RJ Barrett. Now PRA got bumped down from 31.5. That was a good line at 31.5. Now it's 30.5. FanDuel, PointsBet have it at 30.5, with PointsBet giving you more juice to the over. FanDuel's basically even splits. BetMGM has it at 31.5 with juice to the under. So does Caesars. So does DraftKings. So you can see at 31.5, this one was getting pushed to the under. His head-to-head matchups with Dallas are relevant because these were as a New York Knick, and these were 2 years ago. So we don't want to put too much time into that. When we take a look at his projection today, it's 28.02. RJ Barrett can give you 30 PRA today, and that can be still a really good game for him. If Scotty Barnes continues to dish out 10 assists and grab you 12 rebounds, it does take away from RJ Barrett. So you kind of hope for a good game from from Scotty Barnes, so that way RJ Barrett is not getting those bullshit rebounds going over PRA with 3 seconds left. Those are the worst. When somebody grabs a rebound off a missed free throw with like 10 seconds left in the game, those are the worst. But yeah, at 31.5, absolutely under. 30.5, yes, you can still play the under, but just understand the risk involved, because now we're getting closer to like his season. You know, what he's been doing over the last 10 games is giving you 30 PRA. Now we're getting like really, really close to that line. All right. We're going to look at Jokic's rebounds at 12.5. Is this game on TV? Is this game on ESPN? On the ESPNs? ESPN, the Ocho? 3 straight games of 12 or more. Head-to-head against the Denver Nuggets, against the Sacramento Kings. We talked about his struggles against this team when looking at his assists, and we're seeing the same thing play out for his rebounds. Don't understand what's going on here. Again, maybe these games are blowouts. Maybe he just didn't get the run. I don't know. But we do know his last 3 games have been very good. Matchup, honestly, against the Kings, they're defending the rebounds pretty well. Top 10 team in terms of defending the boards. FanDuel likes the over. DraftKings likes the over. Caesars likes the over. BetMGM likes the over. PointsBet likes the over. Projected for 13 rebounds today. Get a lot of positive data here if you like the over on this play. If you want to take it a step further and just take a look at what opposing centers have done, this is very impressive. So 8 rebounds allowed versus Jokic. Chet got you 4. Nurk got you 9. There's Jokic again, just 5 rebounds. Zach Collins got you 3. Usually when we see these games, they're like backup centers and reserve roles. All these dudes, except for Zach Collins, are starters and giving you minutes on the floor. So the fact that they are suppressing production against starting centers, might make you scratch your head a little bit, think a little bit. Jalen Duren's the only center that crushed his line. So that stat against rebounds is legit. At least it's been legit over the last 3 weeks or so. All right. Let's take a look at Kawhi's blocks and steals. And then who's left? How did I not look at Scotty Barnes' assists? We just looked at RJ Barrett. Totally just didn't talk about Scotty Barnes. 7 assists. Okay, so 7 assists. We're getting his line at 7.5. I think this is over on every other damn book. So every other damn book has this at 7.5. You're getting the very rare we can say this. You're getting the best line on PrizePicks. At least right now you are. There's no projection for Scotty Barnes today, so that's stupid. I don't know why we're not getting a projection for him. Over his last 5 games, he's giving you no fewer than 8 in the games he's gone over. Gave you 3 against Brooklyn. Just didn't have it going that game. So his number is at 7 today. Let's bring this down to 7. So he has 1 push this season versus the Mavericks. Over his last 10 games, Scotty Barnes has either gone way over this or not come close. He's gone way over this in 70% of his games. He's gone way under this in 30%. So more juice towards him going over based off these 10 games. I like it at 7. I really do. I think this is a good play at 7. All right, let's talk about Kawhi Leonard, blocks and steals. Projected for 2.58. Now his line over on PrizePicks is 2.5. 2 straight games of 4+ against the Lakers. For the most part, he shows up. 9, 11, 12. What is? I can't count. 9, 10 blocks and steals in his last 3 games. These games are this season, so all these games are relevant from this game to this game. So all this is irrelevant. So he's averaging 3.3 blocks and steals in those 3 games against the Lakers this year. That's very important. Projections look good. 2 books that have it. Caesars, juice to the under. BetMGM, juice to the under. So both books have this slightly juice to the under. Blocks and steals are sometimes very volatile. It's hard to project those unless you have a generational player like Wembanyama, who on routine will give you 4 steals and blocks per game. Kawhi Leonard on the season is averaging 2.6. So his line at 2.5 is right where his season average is. You're not getting a discount on this at all. I still like it though at 2.5. All right. Now, I know Caitlin Clark is on here. Unfortunately, Props.cash does not offer the NCAA women's breakdowns, so that has to be changing very soon. But I'll go out on a limb here and say that this is a good play for Caitlin Clark. We just talked about Scotty Barnes, Kawhi Leonard, Mobley under those 13.5 points. Jokic, this is a tough one for me. I mean, you don't want to discount Jokic's upside, but his numbers against the Kings are not good. And the numbers that the Kings have against opposing starting centers are fantastic. I'm going to do it. I'm going to say under on his rebounds. And I'm not going to argue with the data. So, round 3 is complete. Round 3 is done. All right. We're getting stuff done today. We're getting stuff done today. All right. Typically, we go 3 rounds on the stream of player props, and within each round, we look at 6 different players. But within each player, we can look at multiple props. So like, we'll end the stream with like 25 to 30 player props covered every day. So we get a lot done. If I didn't get to your question, throw it in the chat right now. Let's see if we can get a couple more plays in here before we end the stream. LeBron blocks and steals. All right. Let's go ahead and clear that out. How did we didn't talk about Taco Tuesday. How did Taco Tuesday work out for everybody? Did you play obviously Donovan Mitchell's prop worked for us. Everything he did was great. PRA, we talked about his PRA. I liked the PRA yesterday. Somebody else liked his points before the taco. That worked out for us. Shea goes over Taco, doesn't go over his original line, hooks it at 31. That'd have been an excellent middling opportunity for Shea. All right, I got LeBron James steals and blocks up there now. Biggest opposition. What's going on? We got a couple first half player props in here. We got Mike Conley first half points. You like the over on that one, biggest opposition, or you like the under on that one? What I thought I saw. D'Lo first half PRA. There was another one. I just missed it. JR. Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving under 19 first half. And then I see this D'Lo first half PRA. For Russell, do we like the over on his first half PRA? Yesterday, we talked about the under on Mike Conley's PRA at 21.5 or 20.5. We talked about how his the pecking order in Minnesota is not in favor of him. He's maybe the third option, sometimes the fourth option in terms of scoring on that team. He finished with 16 points and 1 assist. And that was with Cat out. So that's a good example of when a line gets inflated and injury news doesn't feel like it's things aren't factored in. You can find some really good value. And that was a good value. If you took the under on his PRA yesterday, it worked out for you. Got you. Over. Gilbert said he feasted on tacos. Love that. La Liga has a nice insight here. It says, I'm aware Clark is a hooper, but her PRA, I think she'll go under, would add to a flex play. Okay, so under her 33.5 PRA. All right. All right. Let's take a look at these first half players. And then I'll ask you to start throwing your plays of the day in the chat. And then we'll call it a stream. We'll end it on that note. So we got LeBron James. We'll take a look at LeBron and D'Lo in the same game. We got Irving under first half PRA. And then we got Mike Conley. I'm assuming Mike Conley over points. 5 is pretty low. Correct me if I'm wrong. Brandon Ingram points. Mike, you want to take a look? I don't think I've taken a question from you today. $21. All right. 42 of you still on the live stream. Appreciate y'all being here. Hit the like button if you haven't done so already. All right, we're already in this LA game. Let's pull up LeBron James blocks and steals. Look at that. We're already on the blocks and steals category too. This was meant to be. 1.5 steals and blocks for LeBron James. Gone over this line, not in as many games as his threes, but he's gone over it pretty frequently. 70% hit rate, 60 over his last 5, giving you roughly 2 in each game. Projected for 1.64, that rounds up to 2. You got BetMGM in favor of this over slightly, and you have Caesars in favor of this over at 123. Games against the Clips, plays them very well. 2 games this season, he's gone over in 1 game. He's gone under in 1 game. He's averaging 2. It's important to look at the game logs as a whole and not look at the average and just say, oh shit, he's doing this average in these games, because every game is different. This is a great example of that. 3 and in 1. If you just look at the average, you're saying, damn, 2 games this season, he's giving you 2 blocks and steals. It's like very consistent. It's not. It's 1 up and 1 down. So just make sure that you're digging into that average a little bit. But overall, this looks good. 1.5 for LeBron James. Same game. Let's take a look at D'Lo Brown. Y'all remember D'Lo Brown from fucking WWF Attitude Era? D'Lo Brown. The Nation of Domination. D'Lo Brown. Let's take a look at D'Angelo Russell. First half PRA. 13.5. So 3 out of his last games against the Clips he's gone over. Last game he went over. These 3 games are all this season. Last 10 games he's gone over in 9 straight games. Is that 9? That's more than 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So much green, it looked like there were more games. Like, damn. 100% hit rate in his last 5, 90 in his last 10. Those are very good lines. Now, unfortunately, we can't look at first half PRA projection, but what we can do is just take a look at his we can take a look at his full game PRA at 30. That's what he's projected for. Divide that by 2, assuming it works out that way. So over his last 10 games in the second half, he's averaging 11. Let's look at the last 5. In his last 5, he's averaging 12 PRA. In the first half, he's averaging 20. So he's definitely putting in more work in the first half in these games. So a very high level way to kind of figure it out is if you divide that projection by 2 and that first half line is under that, then that's a good value. So his first half line is 13.5. He's projected for 30 PRA. Divide that by 2, that's 15. So that's about all we can do with these first half projections. We do have very positive game logs to go on. So I like this at 13.5. That's a good one. Mike Conley, first half points at 5. This looks good. 5 straight games of going over. That's at 5. Last 10 games, 1 push, 2 unders. It's gone over this in 7 of those 9 games. We can do this again. Mike Conley is projected for 11 points. We take his 5 points in the first half. That's under 5.5, which is half of 11. So barely giving you value here, but that's all you need. You need that 0.5 difference, and that gives you that value. So this one also looks pretty strong for Mike Conley. All right. Kyrie Irving, first half PRA. We're going to take a look at this. Sitting at 19, not 19.5. So this one is a little lower. He's only gone over this line in 3 games. He hasn't even come close to 19. When he misses, he's not close. When he goes over, you probably know he's going to go over it in the first quarter. In these games where he went over first half, this is what he's done in the first quarter. So you know right off the bat if it's going to happen or not. In most of these games, it's not. He's taking a back seat to Luka in the first half. Luka's a first half monster. Soaks up a lot of usage. Kyrie Irving is still contributing, but he's not leading. Full game PRA is 36. That's what his projection is. Divide that by 2. 18 and a half. No, 17 and a half. Wait. 18 and a half. Or just 18. Just fuck 18. Just 18. So middle point is 18. His line is 19 today. That's over. So again, these are just like, that's a super high level way to look at it. It's not guaranteed to work like that all the time, but it is gives you an idea of whether that line is set at a fair line or not. This one's a little too high based off that projection. So the under would be in play. All right, last prop on the board. Start getting those players of the day in so we can take a look at these together. Points for Brandon Ingram. 21 and a half over on PrizePicks. That's what we're seeing. It is 21 and a half on every book. FanDuel has it at 21 and a half. They're all the same. These odds are all the same. BetMGM gives you more juice to the under, with DraftKings also at minus 120. All the other books are giving you pretty even odds at minus 115, minus 117. Projected for 21 points today. So right below that line of 21 and a half. Numbers against the Indiana Pacers got to go all the way back to 2022. Up-tempo game for Ingram today. So this one is he's in a good spot. Is there anything else we can look at? PRA looks good. His points and PR are the only two that aren't propping. Brandon Ingram is a small forward. Let's just quickly look at what small forwards have done versus let's see how well they defended points against small forwards. So Scotty Barnes goes for 21. Fontecchio goes for 14. 29 for Scotty Barnes again. 11 for Cody Martin. Josh Hart, Brandon Miller. They've done Guy Santos. They've done a fairly good job at defending small forwards, keeping them from scoring a ton of points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If this one got bumped down to 21 flat, I'd feel good about taking the over on that one. 21 and a half. I don't know about this one, to be honest with you. Water guns to my head, I say over. Honestly, just matchup. Like if this game was against the Knicks or the Bulls or the Magic or some muddy team like that, but this matchup should be faster pace, and it's on the road. So, maybe New Orleans is down. They're playing from behind, and Brandon Ingram has to put his foot on the gas a little bit. So, water gun to my head, I say take the over on this one. But if I have time to think about it, it might be a little different. All right. I think that was it. I believe that was it. We just went through another round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another round of 4 rounds of player props in the time that it usually takes us to do 3. We're moving today. We're moving and shaking, cooking and baking. Boom. All right. Go see Mike. What's going on? How are you? LBJ needs 7. That's another one. I thought about that one when I saw like a couple of days ago. I saw a tweet. I'm like, oh shit. Anytime he's approaching a record, you know that's forefront. LeBron James needs 74 to reach 40,000 points He's got to break it on a nationally televised game. Yep. And then they're going to throw a parade right in the middle of the damn game. And then everyone's going to have to go through another shoot around to warm back up after all that shit happens. Don't look just at what LeBron James has done. Look at what Clips have been allowing. Kawhi isn't the defender he used to be. Nice. Very cool. All right. Cutler says, play of the day, Garland over 6 assists. I like that one. I like that one a lot. 6.5 or 6? Is it at 6 assists? Kyle says, what's going on, Kyle? Good morning. Kyle did a same game parlay of Kyrie for 5 rebounds, Barnes for 25 points and rebounds for plus 100. Nice. Very cool. All right, so our nationally televised games today, New Orleans and Indiana, and then LA. Yeah, that's going to be fun. I think that's my evening already planned out. Right? AD looks like fucking Frankenstein sometimes. I'm like, dude, wake up. Wake up. All right, let me scroll back up one more time before we call it. I think we got them all. If I didn't get your player props, I always extend this offer. Hit me up in the player prop Discord. We can chop it up there. Don't be scared. Don't be scared, Jake. All right. Plays of the day so far. We got LeBron James over 1.5 3-pointers made. Where you can find it, it's not on PrizePicks. I have Scotty Barnes over, but I don't know what because I think the chat, it just had play of the day Scotty Barnes, but I don't know what. So for now, I'm going to put Scotty Barnes assist and just correct me. We have a soccer play, Gavin Bazzuno under 4 goalie saves, Darius Garland over 6 assists. Man, I really like that. Nikola Vucevic under, and they got pulled off the board. Damn. I'm just going to take another quick look at the odds shopper table just to see if any value has been added, what's changed. Oh, so Karis LeVert under points right there. We just talked about him. So now that is actually one of the top value plays on odds shopper. Let me filter out by just NBA. You still got Vucevic going under 18.5 points. There's Mobley right there under 13.5. Kyrie got pushed down a little bit. Kyrie under 37.5 PRA. That one is interesting. The PRA. Let's real quick, I want to reverse engineer this. Vucevic under 18.5 points. The end result is it being a plus EV play, high expected win rate, all those things. But let's reverse engineer it. So over his last 10 games, he's gone over 18.5 points in 9 of those games. However, when he plays the Cavs, it's not as frequent. This season, he's only gone over this in 1 game. He did it with 20. So I kind of like this one too. I think for my play of the day, because I really did like his, I did like his PRA under. I'm going to go with his under on points. I like the fact that Cleveland does give him problems. I like the fact that this is grading out as a plus EV play. And also like the fact that they're facing a big front court, which could open up extra minutes for Andre Drummond. So when Drummond's on the floor, he pulls usage away from Vucevic. I like that a lot. So I'm going to cross my fingers and throw a fucking dart and hope this one hits a bullseye. But I think we got a lot of supporting data for the under on Nikola Vucevic. So I'm going to throw that one in there for my play of the day. Mike says, I'm a big birthday narrative guy. Halliburton birthday tomorrow. So tonight is his game. Are they off tomorrow? That's what you should be asking yourself. Are they off tomorrow? They are. Extra day to recover from birthday festivities after a good performance on national television. Come on, man. I like that. I like that narrative. Cutler says play of the day. Aaron Gordon over 1.5 first Q rebounds. All right. Kyle Burke says took over on Gordon's points. Mel says Luka birthday demon points. Okay, we got another narrative here, not just with Luka's birthday, but if the birthday narrative is something you believe in, and if Luka is going to have a great game, wouldn't you feel that took usage away from Kyrie Irving or limited his upside? You can play it that way. We're writing a story here. Do you believe that story? Because if you do, then there are a lot of props that you can play the under on for Kyrie Irving. All right, let's see. Kerry Young also likes Darius Garland over PA. A lot of Garland love in the chat. What's his PA, Kerry? If you know it. All right, so here's what we got so far. LeBron James over 3-pointers made. If you can find that anywhere, that is an excellent line. As are his steals and blocks. I might honestly just throw that one in there as a replacement. If you can't find his 3-pointers, steals and blocks look very good too, especially against the Clips. We got Scotty Barnes over 7 assists. We have Gavin Bazunu under 4 goalie saves. That's a soccer play. Darius Garland over 6 assists. We have Vucevic under 18.5 points. Aaron Gordon over first quarter rebounds. We got Luka over demon points. I'm going to put a little asterisk by that one. Darius Garland over PA. 21.5. All right, cool. So those are our plays of the day so far. If you have another play of the day, if something comes to mind, hit me up in the Discord. We'll add it to the list. But as of now, we got a nice healthy list of plays of the day. We'll recap these plays of the day tomorrow, and hopefully they work out for everybody. But ladies and gentlemen, we are out of time. We're not out of time, but we're done. We are done with today's live stream. 100% appreciate each of y'all being here, hitting that like button on your way in. If you haven't hit that like button, don't worry, you can hit it on your way out, just so long as it's hit and slam dunked on. Truly appreciate. It does help this channel get bigger, as do your likes, as do shares. If you share this channel with somebody you know, it goes a super long way. I just did something. I created something really new. I'm going to start doing a series of sports quizzes The difficulty of questions will increase as the quizzes go on, but they are on my channel. They're YouTube shorts. They're under a minute long. They're super fun to make. I wish I started getting into these a little sooner, but gonna be covering basketball, but basketball being in season seemed like the appropriate starting point. So I already have one quiz on the channel. Check it out. See if you get those answers right. I'm gonna be trying to create more content as I attempt to grow my brand here on YouTube. So check those out. Hit the thumbs up on those too. Let's get some likes on those sports quizzes. But we're done, ladies and gentlemen. Back at it again tomorrow, 9 a.m. Be here at 9 a.m. Even more incentive to sub up and hit that notification so you don't miss out on these live streams. I wish everybody the best of luck with your player props. I hope all of them respect the damn coin. Again, we'll be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. with another player prop talk live stream. And until that live stream, Chavez is out.